Hey everybody, welcome back to Full Tilt Recovery. My name is Brandon. I've been in recovery for sports betting addiction for a little over a year. I'm here to talk to you guys about sports betting and children. So if you guys have children at home and you do gamble or you do sports bet, just want to kind of give you the disclaimer that, they're always watching. I have 3 small children of my own, and just from my personal experience, this is kind of how all 3 were affected by my addiction over the last 5 years. My oldest is 15, and, a lot of the times I would talk to my family about the wins, and I would celebrate with them and take them out to eat or ice cream when I would hit it big, but I would never talk about the losses. So it kind of painted this false reality of gambling for my oldest son. A lot of the times he would see me betting and he would say, I can't wait until I can bet. I can't wait until I'm old enough to bet, which obviously, they'll mimic your behavior, not knowing it's definitely a wrong path to be going down. So just kind of, just a thing of caution with the older children, and the social media and the electronics readily available. That's going to be something that you probably want to have a conversation about with them. As far as my middle child, he's 9 years old, really into sports, and I think the biggest thing that I noticed with him is he would associate anytime I was watching a game with that I was gambling. For me, being an addict, I started to get embarrassed with just knowing that something as innocent as watching a sports game would trigger that my son knew that I was placing a bet or placing a wager on the game. So a lot of the times I would find myself lying to him and telling him I didn't bet on anybody and kind of being a little bit embarrassed or ashamed inside. But again, it just kind of triggered something innocent watching sports. He tied it with gambling, which is definitely dangerous at that young age. And then my youngest daughter, she didn't necessarily tie everything together. She's 7, and she doesn't associate me watching sports with gambling, but she definitely bypasses me to go to mom. So she would always see that I was a little bit too occupied or a little bit too busy watching whatever game was on TV. And I think a lot of the times I was directing her to her mom to, get her a snack or help her with whatever she was looking to be helped with, which ultimately created this, hey, I'm going to go to mom for everything. And then, once you start to get over the sports gambling and realize that's not everything there, it kind of hurt me to see her go to her mom and bypass me and not necessarily need me for everything or anything at all. So that was just kind of my experience with my sports betting addiction and the effect that it had on my children. So again, if you sports bet, just know, and you have small children, just know that they're going to watch you and they're going to copy you and they're going to want to, have wins like you have, but again, not know about the losses and the dark side of the gambling. So make sure if they're at an age where, they're about to download some apps, you guys are having those conversations.